Imagine a scenario where the world hasn't changed at all since a certain period in the past. If that were the case, would you still be able to accomplish things and live in our current world with ease? Does the progress we've made as a society facilitate our day-to-day activities, or do we rely too heavily on the advancement of science and technology?
A blissful day to each and everyone who's watching. We are the BSBA FM2B and here's our vlog in Science and Technology. This interview will show you the historical timeline and development of science and technology in the Philippines, government policies on science and technology, famous Filipino scientists in the field of science, and the concept of science education. Let's all watch how science and technology shape the indigenous people.
Let's discuss how technology has been instrumental in the construction of houses and the development of irrigation systems. Could you shed some light of these early technologies and their importance?
Thank you for having me. Early human societies were ingenious in using available resources and technology for building homes and irrigating fields. They crafted tools and implement to clear land, shape building materials, and create efficient irrigation channels. This allowed them to settle in one place, establish permanent communities, and ensure a steady food supply through agriculture, contributing significantly to the growth of civilizations.
That's fascinating insight into the foundation of settled societies. Moving on, how the early humans developed tools of various purposes, such as planting, hunting, cooking, and fishing. What role did these tools play in their daily lives?
Early humans were skilled toolmakers. They crafted implements from materials like stone, bone, and wood to suit their needs. Tools for planting and farming allowed for efficient agriculture, while hunting tools ensured a steady source of protein. Cooking implements improved food preparation, and fishing tools expanded dietary options. These innovations not only enhanced daily life but also laid the groundwork for the growth of civilizations by supporting stable food supplies and diverse cultures.
It's incredible how early humans' tool-making abilities revolutionized their lifestyle. Now, let's discuss technology in the context of conflicts. How did it develop tools for defense and warfare during times of tribal conflicts or wars?
Conflict was part of an early human history, and they developed various tools and weapons for defense and warfare. This includes spears, bows, and arrows, and later metal weapons like swords and shields. These technologies were essential for protection and maintaining territorial boundaries, although it's important to note that many societies also developed conflict resolution mechanisms to mitigate violence.
A crucial aspect of early technology was transportation. Can you explain how technology was used for land and water transportation and how it influenced the movement of people and goods?
Certainly, early humans developed a wide range of transportation technologies. On land, they created wheeled vehicles such as carts and chariots to transport goods and people more efficiently. On waterways, boats and rafts allowed them to navigate rivers and coastlines, facilitating trade, exploration, and cultural exchange. This advancement not only improved mobility but also contributed to the development of interconnected societies.
Finally, could you tell us about the development of musical instruments in early cultures and how they influence art and cultures?
Music has always played a significant role in human culture. Early humans crafted musical instruments like drums, flutes, and string instruments from natural materials. These instruments served both practical and artistic purposes. Music brought communities together, served in religious rituals, and provided entertainment. The evolution of musical technology contributed to the rich tapestry of human culture and expression.
Thank you, Precious, for providing us with a comprehensive overview of how technology has shaped human life in so many ways throughout history. Your insight has been invaluable.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to discuss the profound impact of technology on the development of civilizations and cultures.
Good day, everyone. We warmly welcome you to today's discussion where we explore the historical impact of Spanish colonization on science and technology in the Philippines. Joining us is Arabella, a distinguished expert in Philippine history, who will shed light on the noteworthy developments, challenges, and adaptations that define this significant era in the Philippine history. Welcome to our show, Arabella. To kick things off, could you provide us with insights into the early developments that took place during the Spanish colonial era? Thank you for having me. Oh yes, during the Spanish colonization of the Philippines, the Spaniards introduced their culture and practices, including the concept of formal education. They established schools both for girls and boys, laying the foundation of formal science and technology education. That's fascinating. What were the key areas of focus in science and technology education during that time? Science education in schools centered on understanding various concepts related to human body, plants, animals, and heavenly bodies. On the other hand, technology education emphasized the use and development of household tools in everyday life. It's clear that life during the Spanish era was slowly becoming modernized. How did the Filipinos adapt to Western technology and ways of life? The Filipinos showed remarkable adaptability. They began replicating the technology introduced by the Spaniards using indigenous materials. Furthermore, formal colleges and universities established by Catholic orders introduced advanced science and medicine education.
You mentioned the galleon trade. Could you elaborate on how it contributed to technology and development in the Philippines?
Certainly, the galleon trade, although primarily beneficial for the Spaniards, facilitated the exchange of ideas, crafts, tools, cultural practices, and technology with the Western world. Some Filipino students who studied in Europe also made significant contributions to medicine, engineering, arts, music, and literature in the country.
It's impressive how the Philippines play a role in a global trade during that time. Were there any factors that hinders the growth of the science in the country?
Yes, there were some obstacles. Superstitious beliefs and the influence of Catholic doctrines and practices during the Spanish era posed challenges to the advancement of science. These beliefs sometimes conflicted with scientific exploration and development.
Thank you, Arabella, for sharing this insight into the impact of Spanish colonization on science and technology in the Philippines. It's been a pleasure having you on our show.
Thank you for having me, and I hope this discussion sheds light on this important period in the Philippine history.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our discussion today. Our topic delves into the profound impact of American colonial rule on the advancement of science and technology in the Philippines during the early 20th century. Joining us for this enlightening conversation is Miss Rachel, a historian specializing in this era. Welcome, Miss Rachel.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
To begin, Miss Rachel, could you provide an overview of how the Americans influenced science and technology in the Philippines during their colonial rule?
Sure, the American colonial period, which followed Spanish colonization, brought about remarkable change in science and technology in the Philippines. The Americans established a robust public education system, improved engineering projects, and significantly enhanced public health.
It's fascinating how education played a vital role. Can you tell us more about the impact of the American established public education system on the development of science?
Yes, the American introduced a structured education system which laid the foundation for the growth of science education. Initially, it focused on nature studies and sanitation, eventually evolving into the formal subject known as science. This shift helped shape a generation of Filipinos with solid scientific foundation.
That's a significant transformation. How did higher education and research fare during this period?
Higher education and research also greatly improved and modernized. The Americans established the University of the Philippines as a model research university. This institution played a crucial role in advancing scientific knowledge and technology innovations. Impressive. I understand the public health saw substantial improvements as well. Could you elaborate on this aspect? The Americans recognized the importance of public health and established more public hospitals that improves colonial regime research forward direct at controlling disease like malaria, cholera, tuberculosis, and tropical disease. Significantly improved the health condition of the Filipino population. Clear that the Americans made significant contributions. How about the Americanization of the Philippines in terms of technology and knowledge transfer? The Americans went to great lengths to Americanize the Philippines. This process includes recognizing science, education in public and private schools, which allow for the introduction of new knowledge and technology. American scholars brought in fresh ideas and innovation contributing to the country's scientific growth. Lastly, how did the Philippines recover and develop future during and after World War II in terms of science and technology? The Philippines faced immense challenges during and after World War II, and while the desire to rebuild the country was strong, resources were limited. Building funds from Japan were used to build essential infrastructures such as highway and provide technological training in human resources development. This effort played a vital role in the post-war recovery technological advancement. Thank you, Richard, for shedding light on this important period in the Philippine history. It's been an insightful discussion. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure to discuss the transformative impact of the American colonial period on science and technology in the Philippines.
For joining us today. We are here to discuss how science and technology have shaped Filipino history. To start, could you provide an overview of some key historical moments where science and technology played a significant role in the Philippines?
Certainly, one notable example is the Spanish colonial period, when scientific knowledge was introduced through institutions like the University of Santo Tomas in Manila. This marked the beginning of a scientific influence that eventually led to advancement in various fields.
That's interesting. Could you elaborate on some specific areas where science and technology made an impact during that period?
Of course, during the Spanish colonial era, scientific knowledge influenced architecture and urban planning, as seen in the design of Intramuros, Manila's walled city. Additionally, advances in navigation technology contributed to the Philippines becoming a significant hub for the Manila-Acapulco galleon trade, which connected the east and west through maritime routes.
Fascinating. How about more recent history? Can you provide examples of how science and technology have continued to shape the Philippines?
Certainly, in the 20th century, the Philippines made strides in agriculture through the development of the International Rice Research Institute, which helped address food security challenges not only in the country but also globally. Moreover, advancement in telecommunications and the internet have played a pivotal role in connecting the archipelago's many islands and fostering economic growth.
It's clear that science and technology have a significant impact on the Philippines throughout its history. Looking forward, how do you see these factors continuing to shape the nation?
In the future, we can expect technology to play a crucial role in addressing modern challenges such as climate change adaptation, disaster preparedness, and healthcare access, especially in remote areas. Additionally, scientific research and innovation are likely to drive economic growth and sustainability efforts.
Thank you for sharing those insights. It's evident that science and technology have left an invaluable mark on the history of the Philippines and continue to shape its path forward.
You're welcome. Indeed, understanding this historical connection between science, technology, and our nation's development is essential for planning a prosperous and resilient future.
What are the contribution of government policy on science and technology?
The Philippine government introduced and implemented several projects, programs, and policies to boost the area of science and technology. The goal is to prepare the whole country and its people to meet the demands of technological-driven world and capacitate the people to be in a world driven by science. Aside that, the NCRP is expected to recommend policies and programs that will improve the competitiveness of the Philippines in the ASEAN region. How do NCRP policies help in education?
Integrating ASEAN awareness in basic education without adding to the curriculum, emphasizing teaching in mother tongue, developing school infrastructure, and providing for ICT broadband.
How do NCRP policies help in engineering?
NCRP is essential for ensuring the safe and effective application of radiation-related technologies across various engineering disciplines. They provide a foundation for engineering practices, standards, and regulations that protect both individuals and the environment from the potential hazards of radiation exposure.
How do NCRP policies help in doctor?
They include moving machine parts, medical monitors, the heavy manual, equipment, analyze data, equipment, and contribute to the drug approval process. These technologies is to enhance performance and facilitate manufacture. It is more efficient, but they also improve the quality of care. In addition to providing support, educate the public and promote health and wellness.
How do NCRP policies help in agriculture?
Protecting and conserving biodiversity by full implementation of existing laws, promoting indigenous knowledge systems and indigenous people conservation.
How to express science to teachers?
For me, their teaching abilities make the lessons easier the way they present us the visuals using laptop, computers, and projectors. These technologies makes easier for us to understand.
How to express science to nurse?
Nurses are trained using scientific methods, and day-to-day operations at healthcare facilities are based on science. These technologies not only make nursing process more efficient, but they also improve the quality of care and reduce errors, improve patient and community outcomes.
How to express science to engineer?
Engineers utilize science to learn about how the natural world functions, and then they use that information to create practical technologies that may lead to important discoveries and tools that enable scientists to learn even more about the natural world.
Science significantly benefits both engineers and society by providing the knowledge, tools, and innovation needed to solve complex problems and improve the quality of life.
How to express science to farmers?
Science and technology play a pivotal role in modernizing agriculture, making it more efficient, sustainable, and productive, while also addressing the challenges of a feeding, growing global population.
Agriculture is the art of science cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock. It includes the preparation of plants, animals, and products from the people to use their distribution to market. Without technology, farmer land would need to calculated to produce the food we need today.
Everyone, we are here to tackle the topic, famous Filipino scientists. We are here to interview some of the famous Filipino scientists and to learn more about their background and their contributions that help us in many ways. I'm Rhea Joy Reyes to ask questions and participate in discussions.
As we all know, these famous Filipino scientists contributed a lot to our society, especially to the field of science. Their contribution and important discoveries has given a better understanding of our world. I'm Meko G. Rojas and I'm also here to participate in the discussion.
We are finally here with one of the famous Filipino scientists. Kindly introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, I'm Gregory Tangona, born in Springfield on October 26, 1947. I grew up in Honolulu and La Puente, California. I graduated with my master's degree in physics in California State University in 1971.
So sir, what are your specialization and what are your contribution to the field of science?
I am the inventor of analog messaging and sending message using fiber optics and digitalization for its processing. I also have published 200 papers and made international presentation in the wide variety of fields like fiber optics, wireless communication, material science, and laser application.
What are the factors that made you want to be a scientist?
I want to share my knowledge to the new generation. I believe it is important to give it to our motherland.
Thank you so much that you let us interview and share your background, Sir Tangonan.
Sir, thank you so much for your time with us. We are now with our second famous Filipino scientist. Can you tell us about yourself?
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Enrique Mapo Estrella Jr. I was born on April 18, 1943. I graduated from University of the Philippines, College of Medicine.
We know you, sir. for being a Filipino scientist. But can you tell us what are your inventions and contribution to the field of science?
What I invented in contribution to our society is so-called meconium drug test. This is one of the most sensitive tests to detect the presence of illegal substances in newborn. This is test reveals exposure to drugs, tobacco, smoke, alcohol, and other environment toxicants.
What about the things that made you want to be a scientist?
The things I did that pushed me to become a scientist was the so-called meconium drug test. Is very too easy to use so that a newborn baby can't know if his mother has used illegal drugs. My goal is to reduce those who use illicit drugs, especially in our time when I can cause pain in a baby after birth.
Sir, thank you so much for the time that you spent answering our question.
This is our last famous Filipino scientist for now to interview. Good day. Can you tell us about yourself?
I am Fabian Miliar Dairit. I was born on December 4, 1953 in Manila, Philippines. I received my MA PhD degrees in chemistry in Princeton University in 1978 and 1981.
Sir, you are known as a scientist. What can you contribute to this?
I am recognized for my significant achievements in the field of chemistry, spectroscopy, and environmental science, which have contributed to the growth of science and science education in the country. I also have written in many local and international publications on herbal medicines.
What are the reasons that made you want to be a scientist that you are right now?
I knew I was going to pursue science in college and I want to help the people that has illnesses that can be cured by lagundi and any other herbal medicines. I want to help the growth of phytochemistry in the Philippines. And aside from this is to find a treatments for the illnesses to prevent a diseases by working in the field of environmental science.
Sir, thank you very much for taking the time for answering our question.
Good day everyone, today we gather here to discuss the very important topic which is indigenous science technology in the Philippines. We have with us 5 parents who have played a crucial role in teaching their children about their indigenous knowledge. Let's start by introducing ourselves. So my name is Althea B. San Pedro and I will be the interviewer for these conversations. Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you pass on your indigenous knowledge to your children.
Hello everyone, my name is Marvin J. Namoko and I came from Kalinga tribe. I have taught my children about our traditional methods of farming. I have shared with them the importance of sustainable agriculture and deep connection we have with the land.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Antiamson. I'm from Tibuli tribe. I have taught my children about the traditional musical instrument we have, like the higilong and the kubing. I believe it's important for them to know and respect our cultural heritage.
Greetings everyone, my name is Angela Trinidad and I belong to the Bagobo tribe. I have passed on our knowledge of medicinal plants and traditional healing practices to my children. They've learned how to identify and use various herbs for different ailments.
Hello, I am Daniela Maysaison from Mangyang tribe. I have taught my children the traditional craft of basket weaving. It's not just about creating beautiful products, it's about preserving our cultural identity and passing it on to the future generations.
Hi, my name is King Jerin Victoria from Aita tribe. I have taught my children the art of building traditional homes using sustainable materials like bamboo. It is essential for them to carry our architectural tradition forward.
That's fantastic. It's evident that each of you has played a vital role passing our unique indigenous knowledge to your children. So, how do you feel this has impacted their overall perspective on life and the world around them?
Teaching my children about sustainable agriculture and our interconnectedness with nature has made them appreciate the environment more. They have learned to respect the land and understand the significance of preserving it for the future generations.
By introducing my children to the musical instrument and melodies of our tribe, I see that they have developed a sense of pride in our culture. It has given them a strong sense of identity, and they appreciate the richness and diversity of our indigenous heritage.
Sharing our traditional healing practices with my children has not only equipped them with valuable knowledge but has also instilled a great amount of compassion. It has taught them to look at well-being from a holistic perspective, connecting physical health with mental and spiritual well-being.
Teaching my children basket weaving has not only helped them develop fine motor skills, but has also allowed them to express their creativity while preserving our cultural tradition. It has made them curious about our heritage and desire to learn more about our roots.
Teaching my children the art of building the traditional homes has given them an understanding of sustainable architecture and an appreciation for indigenous craftsmanship. They understand the importance of preserving such tradition rather than replacing them with modern alternatives that may not be as environmentally friendly.
Thank you all for sharing your experience and insights. It's truly inspiring to see how each of you has nurtured your children understand and appreciation for indigenous science and technology in the Philippines. By passing on the knowledge, you are helping to preserve your cultural heritage and contribute to an inclusive and diverse society.
As our conversation about indigenous science and technology in the Philippines draws to a close, it's only fitting to reflect on the insights we've gained from our 5 wonderful participants, parents who have served as their children's first teachers. This exchange has shed light on the importance of preserving and embracing traditional knowledge within the indigenous community of the Philippines. As we bid farewell to this enlightening conversation, we are reminded of the richness and depth of indigenous science and technology in the Philippines. The commitment of these parents to teach their children goes beyond academic subjects. It encompasses the preservation of culture, the close connection to nature, and the ability to integrate traditional wisdom of contemporary challenges. They serve as shining examples not only for their own communities but for all of us. Let us hold in our hearts the lessons learned here today as we continue to celebrate and support the vibrant indigenous science and technology in the Philippines, ensuring its longevity for future generations.